So motherhood, can you tell me a little bit about maybe your experience, specifically with your pregnancies? How did that go? Like, what's your journey of just being a mother?
It's crazy because I was always good with kids, always could not wait. I mean, do you remember like when we were little kids, always wanted to play house and like we could not wait till the day that we became a mom. We just thought it was gonna be so easy and like babysitting, you're like, oh, I can't wait to have my own kids and stuff. And it's like I thought that that prepared me. I thought I was going to be the best mom ever. It was going to be so easy. And I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't even think anybody, maybe good, but maybe not. I don't know. Nobody's ever told me anything bad about like their pregnancy. I didn't even know you could be sick with morning sickness for 5 months straight.
Oh my goodness.
But that was my first pregnancy. 5 months straight, sick as a dog every day. It was horrible.
That was
It
me.
was,
Second pregnancy. My first pregnancy was okay, but yeah,
oh, really? See, it's the opposite.
yeah.
So, yeah, so the first pregnancy, got pregnant, like not expecting to. It was very easy. And I was so happy though. I was like, oh my God, like this wasn't really the timing I was thinking, but it turned out to be the perfect timing. I'll get to that in a second, but um my husband and I actually dated for like 7 years. And so I was like sitting there, like, my biological clock is ticking. Come on, like, let's go. Like. So, he was waiting for his big promotion and career to get, more stable and then buy the house and all that. So anyway, so yes, I found out I was pregnant. I had to keep the secret for like 6 hours because he was at a Bears Packers game and then they lost, so he wasn't even in a good mood when I told him. But I probably should have, waited till the next day or something. But oh well. Um I was fine and everything was good and I was just like really hungry and like he said he's like, I knew something was wrong when you ate an entire burrito because I never saw you finish one before. So I was super, super hungry in the beginning. And then it's like I couldn't eat anything. I worked out all the time before this. I was actually training to be a physique model for a show, and I couldn't work out. I couldn't run. I couldn't barely walk. I was just like overheated and feeling like Braxton Hicks and getting scared I was going to deliver her early. And I had nothing to go on. Like I had no idea what I was about to like deal with. And then so the entire pregnancy was hard. It was very hard. Then I had a very specific birth plan and none of it went the way that I thought it was going to at all.
Was it water birth? Did you want?
Oh, that's what I wanted. And it didn't happen. Not even close. I ended up with an emergency C-section after 48 hours of labor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
tell us about that, like the C-section. I delivered both of mine naturally, but 48 hours of labor, then C-section. How long did that last for?
So the C-section was fast, but so there was a long time. I came in on a Friday night and, after agonizing like contractions, and then they're like, oh, you're still only at a 3. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. And this is after like almost a whole day has gone by. Like I was just not progressing very well, like at all. So finally, I remember it was like the next day at 6 o'clock p.m. and my water broke. And I was like, oh, finally, like now things will really start, going. Because I was, like I said, did not know what I was dealing with. I felt like with the amount of pelvic pressure and the contractions that I was really close to like having the baby, but I was not at all. So, anyways, the water breaks, and I'm like, oh, things are going to speed up. And they didn't. The contractions got horrible, like way, way, way worse. and it wasn't really speeding up anything in terms of dilation or effaced or anything. And I'm like, oh my God. And now, mind you, I have not had an epidural at all this entire time. So, because I was like, I'm having a pain, natural, all natural, no painkiller, nothing. And so finally, I think it was 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Just give me an epidural. So they did. And then by like 7 hours later, it still was like nothing. I mean, I finally got to 9 centimeters, but her heart rate dropped. So they're like, we have to give you a C-section. Plus, with the amount of time since the water broke, we need to do a C-section. And I just was bawling my eyes out. At that point, it wasn't because of pain. It was just because of it's just like, I came this far. I basically gave birth naturally, and now I'm going to do a C-section. Like, it was like a 2-in-1, I felt like. I was like, this is so unfair. And I was so exhausted. Oh my gosh. Like, by the time everybody showed up in my room, like post C-section, my husband texted everybody, the baby's born finally, because everybody's waiting on the like, when can we come? There was people showing up in the waiting room thinking any minute now, like, and we had to send them all away because it wasn't happening. And so they were all waiting, like, finally the baby's born. So they all show up. I'm not kidding you. There was 20 people in my recovery room. And I'm shaking still from the anesthesia. And they don't even have my baby in the room yet. And I'm like nodding off. And I'm like, can you guys come back like later, please? Like, this is not how I want anybody remembering me. It was horrible, but definitely worth the wait. She was perfect. She still is, kind of.
So you have a boy and a girl, and your son is older?
No, I have 2 girls. Yes. Now, my second pregnancy was a cakewalk. And she was also a C-section because she turned breech the last 2 weeks of my pregnancy. But it was so easy. So much easier.
I think pregnancy, like the second and third time, in my experience and others, it's easier. Because for me, it was a little bit easier.
Yeah, because I think you're more prepared. Like, you know what to expect. And then for me, I knew worst case scenario, which was what kind of like scared me to get pregnant again. And then when I actually wanted to, it actually took a while, probably because I was like going to school and I was working. So between school and work, I was in school and work 7 days a week. And then COVID happened and I just started my business and that got shut down. And I was homeschooling my daughter and then we moved. So it was just a lot of stress, I think, because there's nothing like physically actually wrong with me. But it was really discouraging because I'm like, here I am, like health coach, super healthy, and what's going on? But again, she was definitely worth the wait.